And hello everybody, this is Gamer with Opinions, Dentatus from Walk Alliance on server 119. Welcome back to this tutorial series on Infinity Kingdom. To all my brethren of War Alliance, hello, and to all of those listeners that are playing or think of playing, you are welcome to join us anytime. We are a fun alliance, but we are combat orientated, competitive orientated. So today's subject is tactics. But first, I wanted to should have given you some more tips about buildings, but today's focus will be on tactics. I'll be correcting some things about buildings, some more ways of optimizing your stuff, but let's concentrate on some war issues right now. So this is Hive, temporary Hive that we have established right now as we are waiting to fall this city. As soon as our alliance level reaches the appropriate level to be able to down the shield and take the city. That'll take not very long now. So, as you can see, most people will play that way, meaning that usually it's a compact hive. You have no holes. Like right now, people are in the process of relocating their castles to fill holes. You see the names here. This is their reserve spots and stuff. So when you want to go to war, and you want to go to war against another faction, inevitably you will have to attack the hive because they are strength in number. Your opponent will most likely be regrouped. So there are many tactics that you can use to actually attack the hive, but I'll be discussing a few basic ones that will take enough time to cover to make this video long enough. So first tactic, first principle of tactics. When you want to attack a hive, you need to have people that are well coordinated, either by Discord or whatever, but they need to be able to work as a group. So the first thing is that they need the same connection times. Second thing, in an alliance, you don't want to have like everybody with T5s and everything, because that alliance will never survive. Not enough stuff to feed everybody. That's the sad truth of it. That's why you expand your alliances, you create farm alliances, you send a few of your good players into farm alliances to help it level up faster, and then you branch out. You have many branches. So anyways, so I recommend you to build groups that are 3 or 5 as a number. You need one war leader, meaning a castle at least 25 plus, and with an attack formation that is no less than 35,000. Under that, it's kind of iffy if you want to go hive raiding, but it can be done. The two others can be 100k, 150k, doesn't matter much. If they're bigger, nice. You don't want to put two big castles in the same attack group. I'll explain why after. So now we have this group. So let's say that here, let's say that this is, perfect. So this is my castle. So let's say that my attack group would be 3. I would take every castle and Esco with me. Those are 2 level 20 castles. They have they should have the tier 3 troops open. So that's enough. That's all I need, right? I give my stats to the rally, so I just need their troops. The strategy is for the group to port at a certain distance from the hive. If you want to really go at it, you can port like short distance and You know, the two others just port behind you. You have to port at the same time. Then as soon as you port in, before porting in, you need to apply all the buff you can. So you buff up to the max. If you're going to go into it, buff everything, please. Prepare for it. So you don't go into an attack blindly. First thing you do, accumulate the resources you need to go to war. Then you will be able to go to war. So now, when that attack group is formed, like I said, I prefer personally the option of being at like 16-20k, all right, from the hive. What that will do is that it slows down my attack, of course, which I can always speed up, which is kind of the case. My two buddies port right behind me, right? Same thing. And I initiate a rally on my target. Let's say that my target would be, if we come hitting that side, I would target a castle like mine, probably with a rally if possible, but otherwise I would go for this, right? So this would be a perfect rally target for initiating a first wave attack. So now that the rally will be filled very fast, since your buddies have ported at the same time, and they will see the rally. They know the drill. They already know what you're going to do. So as soon as they see the rally, they send the troops, and in you go. Speed up the thing. There'll be reaction from the hive, of course. You should have some major hitter coming at you, coming back at you, right? The main castle will be the target, most likely, right? Could be solo hits, could be a rally, depends. Doesn't matter much, again, because step 2, now you rush up the main castle, the main attacker, rush up his troops back home as fast as he can, alright? Spend on this, it's worth it. This is war. War calls for spending. Spend, so accumulate stuff and spend it at that time. Anyways, so you rush your things, your first formation back, and put it on your garrison as fast as you can. While you're doing that, your buddies, they send their second best formation to your castle as garrison. They do not garrison anything. That way they will lose less. The idea here is to see who is active in the hive, who is responding to the attack. Your alliance, when you go into a hive attack, you never go solo with one group. Your alliance is warned about it, and you go with a few groups in. So now that they have activated defense, you know exactly who is responding at this time and who is able to respond to attack at this time. You port a number of group appropriated to deal with those answers. Since their main are out, you are sure to be able to hit with weaker formations on their wall if they have any. So the idea is port groups, hit, alright, hit those that responded, wait for their troops to come back, because when their troops come back, hit them again right when they come back in the castle. That will maximize the damage. And then brace. Sorry about that. And then just brace up. Because same tactic as the first group. Your sidewinders, they just go garrison your castle with the second best formation, and so you bring back your first formation and garrison it to be able to play shield wall defense for a while. While that is happening, the first group that has ported, as now there's some time that expired on the timer. Either he can go back to attack, or he can just wait out to port out, depending. one more thing about this thing. You set up these attacks, you need two major castle, two really big hitters. They are the third wave. Your first wave and second wave you open with mid-range castles, 270s, 300s, backed up by lower castles. Once everything has been committed on the other side and that you have established yourself as shield wall defense, then the major attack groups, which are waiting until then, they port in. They can port in, those castles can port in point blank, and they will deal maximum damage with all their troops. So that will crush the hive. That gives time for the other groups. Don't attack. Play shield wall still while your leaders and their group are crushing the rest of the hive. The idea here is to let the blood rage expire and for you to either bubble up because you're going to occupy this territory, and that means that sends the message that we're here to stay. We're going to hunt you down in your hive, in your collection pits, everywhere. This is total war, all right? When you go into a war like this, I mean a hive war, like a real hive war, you hit everything. Everything is fair and love in war, all right? You don't pull punches. If there is rule of engagement on your servers and there are rules of war and everybody abides by them, then do not resort to lower tactics like tile hittings, which I consider to be very low. But against some opponents, no problem using them because they use them themselves. So that's tactic 1. Tactic 2 is way more complicated. It's basically wave attacks, but in this case, it's designed to achieve other goals. It's a trolling. It's more of a trolling. So you need a couple of people in your alliance that are known to be kind of loony, kind of warmonger type of thing, you know, kind of wild elements. And on a given day at a certain time, you send one of those just kicking the hive. You know, he goes in, burns the stuff, and gets crushed a bit, and relocates, or just he just can place you all if he can and wait it out and port out. All right. So what happens is that when he's kicking the hive, you are waiting and you're letting them go at it because they're gonna want to crush that guy, and that guy, that's fine. He is there to be crushed, all right, but he's gonna deal max damage while he's at it, and he's gonna have a laugh because he knows what is coming. And what is coming is this: is that now that they have committed their troops and they have spent resources and APs to crush the little castle that came, you send another one on the other side of the hive. And force a response there as well. The idea here is to use 2, 3, or 4 wild element castles to burn down APs on the trigger happy opponents. Once that is done, you go and wave in with the attack groups as I explained in strategy 1. And after that, the main attack group comes and crushes the rest, or focus mainly on the leaders if they are responding, if they want to go at it. Because here's the thing about a big castle. Most people that will play a big castle, they are afraid of risking it. When they're taking on smaller castle, they're all brave and big and this and that. But when there's a real risk, that meaning that there are people on the other side that can come back and hit hard, then they're not so brave, you know, because they invested a lot of money in it and they don't have the money to build it back if it gets really crushed. So always consider this as well. So those are the 2 basic attack tactics that I recommend studying for now. They are very effective for hives. There are many way to defend against that, but that will be another subject. Now, I want to do just a little bit of defense, okay, introduction to defense, because we're gonna do a whole video on hive defense and land occupation and stuff after this video. So, but I want to teach people here some basic principle of defense. All right. So, one principle first. If you are not strong enough, if you are in a war country and you are not strong enough to leave your castle open and be able to repel attacks that you expect to be coming, then don't leave any garrison on the walls and use all your resources as much as possible, whatever that is not protected by your stores, basically, on the launching constructions and sorry about that. Launching construction and researchers. Sorry, and that's it. That way, you won't get your resources depleted. If you are a bigger castle, especially a castle that is setting up to go to next step. Next step being next tier. The numbers by 0. All right, 20, 10, 20, 30. At 10, it's not very important, but at 20, 30, 40, you want to bubble up if it's war likely and that you might have attacks. You want to bubble up because you don't want any BS at all. All right, you will have stashed massive resources because your costs are very high to go to next step. You don't want those to be stolen and have to go to war to get them back and then spend resources on building back your troops and stuff. That'll just delay your growth for nothing. You always get bubbles, free bubbles. Just use them at the right time. So when you're about to step up your game, as you notice, I have a bubble. It's a 24-hour bubble because I'm going to bring this to level 40 within 30, within a day or two. So I don't want to be harassed or anything. And right now 119 One Alliance has a conflict with another Blue Alliance, which is pitiful because we shouldn't be brawling between blue, but we are because, well, you know what, I won't say actually, because that'd be bad-mouthing people that can defend themselves since they don't have a voice here. If there is any member of the said alliance that is listening to this, they can reach out. I'd be happy to have a debate. So, that being said, basic principle of defense is, like I said, this, and then second, the mid-range castles that don't want a shield, like let's say Ice Boob here and this one here that I can't read. Well, if they don't want to bubble up, it'd be good for them to have help. So one of the smaller castles like Elrond or Castle or Esco or Evgenia could very easily, or Godwin. The Godwin would be nice, right? And then it would be advisable for those to send their main formation into those castles so that you fill up those castles. I also recommend creating a buddy system. A buddy system means that you find a couple of partners. Usually they are your part of your attack group. And basically you have an arrangement where you send the troops where they're needed, this and that. So that way, overnight, you are pretty well protected. If you are attacked by major force, you won't lose that much, alright? You will lose, of course, because a well-prepared attack, unshielded, you can't really do anything if you're not there. But you can mitigate the damage, which is the object of this game here when you're playing defense. So this is the basic principle I wanted to teach here, alright? Either bubble, either do not garrison, do not put anything in garrison. You will only have losses on your ground, your training ground. You will not have formations on the wall at every attack that gets depleted majorly, and you concede less honor that way. Thus, you are less attracting target to it again and again and again. So this is it, folks. This is the basics for the Tactics 101 attack and basic defense. Next video will be fully consecrated on defense, and if we have time, advanced attack tactics. So until next time, this is Gamer with Opinions. Thanking you for watching this. For those who have not yet, because there is a very high percentage that didn't, hit like, share, subscribe, get the notification bell, all that good stuff. It drives the algorithm. It helps my channel. This is a fairly new channel. It's just something I play with. But hey, seeing it grow, it's kind of rewarding. Hey. So anyways, everybody take care. Until next time,